Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
An O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card is the perfect gift for that hard-to-buy-for person. Give the gift of convenience from O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. People always say it's good to unwind, but that's easier said than done. The exception, Chumba Casino. They actually make it easier done than said, or at least the same. Chumba Casino is an online social casino with hundreds of casino-style games like slots and blackjack. Play for fun. Play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Sign up now and collect your free welcome bonus at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
This is Hidden Killers Week in Review.
A look back at the most prolific stories of the week.
Welcome to the podcast. If you'd like to listen to an ad-free version of this episode and all of our episodes, then search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts and press subscribe. That's our premium channel where all of our ad-free and advanced episodes live, all in one place. True Crime Today Premium Plus. Search it on Apple Podcasts and press subscribe. Even try it for 3 days free.
Innocence died with the first shovel of dirt. Welcome to Hidden Killers with Tony Brueski, featuring retired FBI Special Agent Jennifer Coffindaffer.
Accusations continue to fly against Sean Diddy Combs, and in the last week, we heard the name Jay-Z added to the list as one of the now defendants of the civil suit, or one of the many civil suits. Could be up to 300, according to attorney Tony Busby against Diddy, and now we have Jay-Z listed on one of them. Joining me to discuss, Jennifer Coffindaffer, retired FBI Special Agent. I think we've all heard the details of this by now. We can go into some in just a little bit, but just let me ask you on this. Is this the accusations against Jay-Z on this suit? Is this all a lot of hype? I mean, obviously, he's a big name, so everybody's going to jump on it, and everybody's going to be, oh my gosh, Jay-Z this, Jay-Z that, but it is an accusation. It is a sole accusation. How many legs do you think this thing has as we start to learn more about this?
Well, I give some credence to it because even though it happened in 2000, the person making the allegation gives a lot of details. And whenever you give a lot of details like that, you either paint yourself in a corner, and either A, it can be corroborated, or B, it can't. So it can help Jay-Z in a sense because there's such specificity.
Mm-hmm. Or it could hurt him as well if they can prove down to the details of what they're talking about. Obviously, this is a civil case. I'm going to guess, because of the federal investigation, that the feds will end up taking a look at the accusations in this as well, as they're looking at everything with Diddy. What sort of things, looking back, can this individual, this Jane Doe, testify to that would help corroborate her story?
Well, there's a couple of things, right? Her story is very specific, describing the driveway, describing where the events took place, describing the events of what happened. She actually says a driver picked her up. So who's this driver? Can they identify him? Can he corroborate any of this? They also, of course, say an unidentified, female star. Who is that unidentified female star? I mean, they know who it is. They just haven't released it, just like they knew it was Jay-Z initially saying unidentified male star. I think the reason that they took a while to identify at least Jay-Z is because they were building up their case. I mean, we haven't seen it all, and I think they wanted to make sure they could prove it, at least civilly.
It's quite a dangerous territory one would walk into by naming someone like Jay-Z with an accusation like this of him with a 13-year-old. That's life ending, career ending, family ending, everything ending. If it's not true, that I think would be fairly large grounds for a lawsuit against whoever is making these claims publicly and for the damages that this is inevitably causing, true or not.
Yeah, defamation suits, certainly you would have if it proved to be false, you would have that extent of it. But until Jay-Z is harmed, it's hard to make a defamation suit. So we would have to see him being removed, from advertising or from labels or suffering huge, or at least some financial loss. But yeah, I mean, in other words, I think to your point, why is this person putting themselves up for something like that with something they don't believe is true? And look at how it falls in line with exactly what we're hearing happened with Diddy and all of his other claims.
It does. And I completely agree. It falls in line. The problem with that, though, now being these stories have been out there. There's tons of them now. Dare I say, I don't know, like probably maybe more than 100 at this point, of accusations against Diddy, I'm sorry, where it's the same sort of setup, the same sort of story of how things progressed. The fact that a little of that info is out there now, though, that kind of shows, I mean, anybody could just jump in now and say, yeah, that exact same thing happened to me too.
I 100% agree. But in this case, as I said, she gives so much specificity. Mm-hmm. She even talks about going to a gas station. I doubt clear from 2000. Obviously, there's probably going to be no footage at all. But, they could be the same owners.
Yeah.
And oftentimes at these, small gas stations, specifically if it's a family run, Circle K type situation, some of those people keep those stations for a long period of time. So you can bet that they're going to be looking and trying to corroborate if they haven't already. And law enforcement is also going to be looking into all of this.
Well, and of course, they can also take a look if any things exist, if she talked to anyone back then about these accusations, especially like an official type individual, like a therapist or something of that nature. That may have records. I don't know if that exists or not, but if it does, all that could certainly corroborate, which you're going to need something if you're going to go against a person like a Jay-Z or a Diddy. Were you surprised at all, Jennifer, by the reaction of Jay-Z to the accusations of this abuse and that long, fairly detailed, fairly, just curt letter of utter denial?
No, I wasn't. I think he's got to do that. And, he took the expected course of action, which is to countersue and say, listen, this is all rubbish. So I think he took the expected and correct course of action.
Yes, correct. Of course, if you're innocent, without a doubt, would someone who is guilty do that? Would someone who is guilty countersue on claims like this, betting that the person will back down because Jay-Z certainly has far more resources and power than the victim or the alleged victim here?
Oh, absolutely. It's still the right move to make, whether you're innocent or whether you're guilty, because you want to have the appearance of being innocent. And where I think this all, and it'll be down the road, could take quite an interesting turn if Diddy does decide to do some sort of deal. And in other words, instead of getting life, he says, listen, I'll take 20 years because at least I can get out, and starts turning on all of these people. I think that is just very possible. Mm-hmm. Yes, he's kind of the top guy, at least from what we know as of now. We know he also consorted with a lot of very powerful people. What could he have to say about them? But this could possibly, be legitimized by Diddy himself. And what about all the tapes? I mean, it sounds like we have just hours and hours, days and days of tapes. Could any of this have been captured? In other words, this 13-year-old that was allegedly raped, could it be on tape somewhere?
That's a good question. We're talking, a quarter of a century ago. Were they taping back then? I mean, you didn't really have digital ways of recording to the level that we do now in terms of space and size. I mean, it existed, but not to the level of it does today. That would probably be more physical tapes or data or something of that nature, if they even exist. All that being said, the idea of Diddy being the one that turns for a lesser sentence, How could that be looked at as I guess, factual? I mean, you would certainly have the tapes, anything there. You can look at it and go, yep, you did this. You're saying you did it. You're on tape doing it. But what about cases like this where there may not be a tape or anything like that, and Diddy's essentially maybe out to try and spread the blame a bit, try and get some of the weight off of him? Because right now it's mainly all flaming on him, and now Jay-Z's getting burned by it a bit too. But if you start saying, oh yeah, Jay-Z's part of this, and this person's part of this, and that person's part of this, and that person's part of this, whether they are or not, it does make me wonder about him flipping, and if he were just to start naming off names in general, and how much can we believe Diddy if he so much, flips?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, number one, misery loves company. Nobody wants to go down for all of this, and yet he had other people doing the same thing, if that's accurate. Of course, that is a lot of the allegation. In a lot of these, they say multiple people were involved in the abuse, not just Diddy, and others stood by and watched. So just say, hypothetically, down the road, if Diddy flips, and then we have the female, celebrity that watched, and then you have this woman. Now you have 3 against 1, and then also possibly named would be that driver. And if the driver comes forward, I did take her here, and then I didn't take her away. Now you start seeing it, especially from a civil vantage, preponderance of the evidence, possibly a win.
Do you see something more like that almost being in reverse, though, with the people who may have witnessed this? Maybe that female celebrity that's been not named. Anybody else who may have seen and never said anything, but could somehow be, brought into this with some sort of possible liability, civilly or criminally. I would think those would be the people that would flip before Diddy would. Or is it maybe a matter of who can do it quick enough once they realize this is the best path for myself?
No, I agree with you. In the hypothetical, I'm talking way down the line. If his attorneys feel like that's the best course for him being able to get out the soonest. So way down the line, I think we're going to see a lot of other people that possibly have already cooperated with federal authorities, statements they've already given. And so I think a lot of people are cooperating behind the scenes. We just can't see.
Welcome to the podcast. If you'd like to listen to an ad-free version of this episode and all of our episodes, then search True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts and press subscribe. That's our premium channel where all of our ad-free and advanced episodes live, all in one place. True Crime Today Premium Plus. Search it on Apple Podcasts and press subscribe. Even try it for 3 days free.
You're neck deep in a dark, twisted tale, and just as the tension peaks, bam, a commercial about some miracle diet pill breaks the spell. It's like finding a fly in your soup after the first bite. But here's the fix. True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. You get to enjoy your crime stories without the junk. Ad-free episodes, extended interviews that go beyond the surface, and early access to all the gruesome details. It's like swapping out a can of cheap beer for a glass of fine whiskey. So search for True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe and keep the darkness flowing uninterrupted.
It is Ryan here, and I have a question for you. What do you do when you win? Like, are you a fist pumper, a woohooer, a hand clapper, a high fiver? If you want to hone in on those winning moves, check out Chumba Casino. Choose from hundreds of social casino-style games for your chance to redeem serious cash prizes. There are new game releases weekly, plus free daily bonuses. So don't wait. Start having the most fun ever at ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. And now I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun. Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free and each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
It can get lonely climbing Mount McKinley, so to entertain myself, I go to ChumbaCasino.com. At Chumba Casino, I can play hundreds of online casino-style games for free, like online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Plus, I get a daily login bonus. It's just too bad that up here, I don't have anyone to share my excitement with. Woohoo!
Live the Chumba life. Anytime, anywhere. Play for free now at ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18 plus.
Hey guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. And now I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun. Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free and each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather, now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. People always say it's good to unwind, but that's easier said than done. The exception, Chumba Casino. They actually make it easier done than said, or at least the same. Chumba Casino is an online social casino with hundreds of casino-style games like slots and blackjack. Play for fun. Play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. Sign up now and collect your free welcome bonus at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.